Hey everyone, welcome to episode 7 of the Can. Just wanted to shout out, we got 1.2K listens, so thank you all for listening. And for
Really
those of you who aren't
appreciate it.
listening, consider listening. So before we start, we're gonna have a really cool guest on here. We're gonna talk all about the Denver Nuggets, a team that not that many people talk about, but today it's gonna be the focus of our show. Before we get going, I got a question for you, my friend.
What's good, boss?
Okay, so you've been watching the show Snowfall.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to list, I'm going to give you 3 shows. And if you haven't seen it, that's fine. We can just scrap this whole ranking.
Okay.
But Breaking Bad, Narcos,
Mm-hmm.
Snowfall, rank them for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this because I just don't like Breaking Bad. I feel like I'm like the only person in this entire world that doesn't like Breaking Bad. But if I had to rank them 1 out of 3, I would say Narcos #1, undisputed GOAT, one of the GOAT TV shows. That and like Peaky Blinders, I love too. Snowfall is really good because it kind of like borders along Narcos, but it talks about like the crack epidemic of the 1980s when Reagan was president and how they had to fund kind of like the war in South America to kind of like fight off communism. So it's like really cool. So if you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. It's on Hulu and Amazon Prime. And then Breaking Bad, I saw the first 4 seasons. I like the plot. I like the characters. I just think it's so slow. It's so like slow paced towards like the other 2 shows.
Mhm.
What about you? What do you think?
So I'm just saying that we're no longer to be doing this podcast because I don't like Arsh anymore. Because he's a fucking asshole. Doesn't like Breaking Bad.
I mean, compared to these other 2 shows, I don't like it that much.
Yeah, I will agree. Narcos is one of my all-time favorite shows as
100%.
well. I've seen all
Yo
three
soy
of
Pablo
the.
Escobar.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I've like
Plata o
everything
plomo.
about that man. I've read his son's book. I
Well,
don't
how
even
was
read.
his
So I don't
book?
even read. So
How
that's
was
like
his
kind
book?
of crazy. It's actually, man, it's like so good. Like the cool thing about it is it's like fully from the perspective of his son who's like still alive. So he's like kind of talking about his dad in like a really like it's like not a biased way.
Is it disdainful, Bunny?
It's like not, dude. He's like
Oh,
not disdainful, but he also is like conscious of the fact that his dad did bad things, but like at the same time, he does talk about the kind of impact that he had on like
wait.
many
Have
of.
you heard one story about Pablo Escobar? So when he was like running away from the cops, right?
Mhm.
Apparently, he burned $2 million to keep his daughter warm. Could
Yeah.
you imagine that? My dad would
So
burn me
actually, is
for
that
two billion
true? Because
dollars.
I know they did that in the show, but
Yeah,
like, is
it's
that
a true
true?
story. It's a true story.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, dude was worth. I remember I read this figure. I think at his peak, he was making something like 400 million a week, and
He
that
controlled 80% of the cocaine supply globally. So like,
that's
I'm not
actually
surprised.
unreal. I mean, he was a horrible man,
Yeah,
but you got to look at
for
that
sure.
stuff and be like, whoa,
Yeah.
how is he doing that? But yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. I'm a huge Better Call Saul fan. I was the opposite. I thought the show actually is one of the few shows that ended exactly when it was supposed to end. I can get why you think it's slow. If you think that's slow, I think you'll find Better Call Saul significantly slower.
Oh shit.
But I really do want to see Snowfall. If you haven't seen our Instagram page, Arch made a really cool mix. Not a mix. What am I saying? A meme.
Yeah.
Because we all know Lou GM, LeBron James is trying to recruit Kyrie. And now that's going to bring me to our second part. What do you think about that? Where do you think Kyrie is going to go next season?
Dude, I don't fucking know, bro. That like it's just a shit show. Like I thought like that KD Kyrie thing first of all was like gonna be a long-term thing. Like, okay, yeah, like you lose to fucking Milwaukee last year from that, like that shot didn't count apparently. And then you get Harden, and everyone's like, holy fuck, Harden, oh big three. And then Harden just leaves and goes to Philadelphia. And then like the Nets are a 7 seed team and everyone, including me, are like, oh yeah, Boston's fucked. And then they get swept. They were the only team in the first round that couldn't even win one game, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kyrie signs like an extension, and everyone's like, okay, like they're gonna run this out. And then Katie's like, nah, bro, I'm leaving. And then all these teams are trying to get in, like even the Raptors, bro, they apparently have like a package, or it's like a rumor around Scotty Barnes that they're going to propose to the Nets, which is insane. And now Kyrie also probably won't stay like by himself because he can't carry shit. And then there was another like rumor that like they apparently still want to play together, just not in Brooklyn, which is like fuck
Yeah,
my
I mean,
mind.
I think that's insane.
Yeah,
The whole idea that they could potentially be traded together in a package deal,
that's
there's
crazy.
really nothing that you can trade for that. That comes at a
Westbrook
point
and
where,
AD.
yeah, like that's not like it's just the like it's fucking hilarious.
Could you
right? It's
imagine
not
a team
possible.
with Westbrook and Ben Simmons?
Oh, shout out Brendan. I don't know if you're listening to this, but yeah, fuck Ben Simmons. We
Yo,
love the slander.
fuck that
Keep it
motherfucker.
up. Man's building a fucking orphanage. He's building a church. Great humanitarian work. Shout out Ben Simmons.
He built my treehouse too with those fucking
Dude, he
bricks.
built my yeah, man. He built my shed in the back.
His doghouse too.
Yeah, he built the doghouse, both of them. Also, I don't have the doghouse anymore because fuck Ben Simmons, right? Hey, yo, let's go. But yeah, there's really no trade you could possibly match with that, right? And then, Katie going to the Raptors, how do you feel about that? Trading away Scotty Barnes.
It's not gonna happen. I mean,
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like somehow KD, because he's on a 4-year contract right now, right? Even if he does go to Toronto, I feel like he'll be like 1 or 2 years max, and he'll be like, "No, I want to fucking leave again and go somewhere else." And he also said like he wouldn't mind like reuniting with the Warriors, which is such a pussy ass move.
Yeah, it's just weak, dude. Like I don't know how. Well, actually, it's so doable because over the years the Warriors have built all these assets up, and it's fine. But like,
but they can like win without him.
He should go to Portland.
Oh,
yeah.
I would say Portland number 2, Phoenix number 1.
Okay, fine, but I will say that the Phoenix Suns went to the finals a few years ago. If he can help Dame even get past, if he can help Dame get past the conference finals, it's still very hard to do in the West. The West is a stacked conference. You have the Golden State Warriors, who will, I think, very likely go to the finals. Why are you smiling?
I always heard this meme. So like there was this meme that KD has played with all the current point guards down the top 75. So I see why Dame was shooting a shot now because he's the only one left.
Oh my god! But like, if he does that, that'd be a huge legacy move for Kevin Durant. It would also be massive for Damian Lillard.
He finally gets to play with a good player.
I'm telling you, I love Damian Lillard. I've seen his highlights constantly over the past few weeks. He is going to benefit so much from having any kind of superstar. But you give him Kevin Durant, I'm very confident that they can make it deep into the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
And much further than Dame has made it. I don't think he's had 2 consecutive first-round exits.
I mean, he has been in the conference finals like once, but got swept by the Warriors.
Yeah, but once again, basically he didn't actually have a great conference finals run himself. CJ McCollum was doing very well at the time, but CJ McCollum being your second best and at times your first best player, that's not going to work for you. I think having a guy like Kevin Durant and Dame is going to bring the best out of Dame, especially in his early 30s.
I mean, Portland could have had Kevin Durant from the start. They just chose not to.
They should have, but we can't look at the past and see.
They also passed on Michael Jordan too. This franchise is a poverty fucking franchise and deserves all the.
But they hit on Damian Lillard. So
who hasn't done jack shit?
Okay, but come on, we can't. Yeah. I mean, we can talk about it, but he hasn't really had a lot to work with, and LaMarcus Aldridge kind of left, and then he got good, but you can't really look at that and say. Even back then, saying that, Greg Oden was a bad pick. We don't really know what Greg Oden could have been.
Yeah, injury-wise.
Right. And so...
And they had Brendan Roy, too, who was amazing, and then he got injured.
Yeah, so. I mean, I think there was this thing that showed, at their height, I think they had, prime Nicholas Batum. And they have LaMarcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy... I don't know who else was on.
They actually won. They won 50 for 12.
That's what I'm saying, man. They had they were on pace to win well over 50 games. I remember. I think they were 15-14 or something like that. Yeah. At this point.
50, 40,
and then Brandon Roy got hurt. I think Aldridge might have gotten hurt. That whole team fell apart at that point. That might have been their best chance to really go deep into the playoffs, and they didn't.
Even Kobe himself says the 2 hardest players I've ever had to guard are KD and Brandon Roy, which is insane.
Yeah, it's sad to see that at that point that team was they were built perfectly, right? And everything fell apart. And today we just have Dame, who is very loyal to that franchise. But you get him an extra piece. Again, Kevin Durant, that's not just an extra piece. That's a whole fucking cake, right?
Fake, yeah.
Yeah. You suddenly have a championship team. And that also depends on what you have to give up, though.
A lot.
Yeah.
The whole roster except Dame, everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think, Anthony Simons going there isn't obvious.
Yeah,
I think he would also
benefit. Nurkic too.
Nurkic. Do you think Nurkic will go? I think they might try to keep Nurkic.
I'm with Kevin Durant, dude. Anything except for
Yeah.
Dame and everything is
But
on the
I do
table.
think that really what they're going to value is younger players. So Josh Hart, Anthony Simons are definitely going.
Yeah.
Whoever their pick was this year, I don't fucking remember. Just whoever it was, he's going. Whatever picks they have, any pick they can find is going. I mean, they are setting up basically as soon as the championship window is closed, Portland is closed, basically.
So when it comes to young players and draft picks, there's a certain team in the NBA that has accumulated a lot of those throughout the years and is set for the next decade or so.
Mhm.
And that team also happens to be the team that drafted him, the OKC Thunder. Do you think we could possibly see some reconciliation?
Dog, no.
No, you don't think
Hell
he goes to
no.
OKC?
Because what do you think OKC is trying to do? Like, in your opinion, what do you think they're trying to do?
Fucking no, they're not winning any games. That's all I know. So,
Okay, so they recently went into a rebuild in
yeah.
2019.
Also, Chet was amazing in his summer league games.
Yeah,
Too.
I think
He's
he
the
had like
Caucasian
a
KD.
he had a record for blocks in the summer league.
He was like 6 blocks.
I think Robert Williams had that like per game in the finals.
Yeah.
But still, right? He is confident. He can block. He has the skill to be a good offensive player.
Yeah.
Really, Chet's ceiling is, I think, higher than both you and I predicted. I really think.
But again, we can't really, like
we
project
can't.
all
But
that.
You know when you can kind of sense when someone's gonna be like, you kind of sense it a little bit. Like I remember with John Morant, like you just have these like games, and you'd be like,
I sense Ben Simmons to be that.
You can, right? And you could just sense Ben Simmons was gonna lay a fucking egg too.
Yeah.
Like, you have a sense of when someone's like a little bit too overrated, when someone's like kind of underrated. We've somehow underrated Chet.
Yeah.
Even though I can understand why we did, but I think he's going to be special. We will have to see how he does in the regular season, though.
One thing I want to like contradict on that is that which player had one of the worst summer league like seasons? Tim Duncan.
Oh, really?
And now we consider him the best like power forward of all time. So like,
no, not Sapreet though. Shout out Sapreet. Yeah, but absolutely, and I know D Rose had a horrible.
I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, he did, and he turned out being the rookie of the year that year
and MVP. Not too long later,
just very soon after that.
Yeah.
So we do got to see our guest soon. So let's hear a little bit about the Denver Nuggets.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, what's good, Nathan? So thank you so much for being on our cast today. We're really excited to just talk about the Nuggets, and it's a team that I don't really know a lot about. I know we talk about it sometimes. We talk about how much we hate Will Barton, but I'm just excited. I'm just excited to learn a lot about the things that you like. So before we get started, I just wanted to know a little bit about you. Where you're from. You can just tell us where you're from. We all know your favorite basketball team, but then sort of like how that became your favorite basketball team. You just let us know that.
Yeah.
No background.
Yeah. So I live in Connecticut right now. It's where I grew up since probably elementary school. I don't know. We lived overseas before that because my dad worked with hotels and all that.
Where did you live overseas?
Beijing for a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then we had family in Denver, and they kind of got me into sports. So I've just been following Denver sports since I was 8, which is when I kind of started following sports in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then
I think it's funny because it's like I feel like people in Connecticut, they just follow any fucking sports team.
In Connecticut,
like they'll just be like it's like I've seen Giants fans, like fucking Patriots fans, like Jets fans, like literally like you're just like all over the place. And then
you got the Knicks, you got the Nets, the Celtics, you got like all those teams there.
It's the ultimate bandwagon state.
Yeah,
it's the best bandwagon state. You just pick whatever team's winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So the Nuggets are like in a pretty interesting position right now. They're getting Jamal Murray back, they're getting MPJ back. Jokic is there. How do you think they're set up for a championship run this year?
I mean, I think it's a lot better than last year. I mean, we traded for KCP, H. Smith, and we signed Bruce Brown.
Yeah, but what do you think about that? Do you think like trading Monte Morris and Will Barton for KCP and fucking H. Smith, do you think that was like a good trade?
Bro, fuck Will Barton, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, yes. No, I think it's more like trading those two players and getting back. Like Ish Smith doesn't matter. He's like the backup.
Ish Smith just goes off against the Celtics like every time we play him. Do we make him look like Michael fucking Jordan? Like
He has cool handles though.
Yeah,
He
no,
actually
we'll
does.
we'll just we'll load manage him until the Celtics play, and then he'll go off. But it's basically trading those two. You're freeing up minutes for Bones Highland, and then you get KCP back in the starting lineup for Will Barton.
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you, who's your all-time favorite Nugget?
I mean, it has to be Jokic.
Okay,
And,
that's fair.
Even over Melo, like
I mean,
Nuggets
Melo
Nuggets.
just left on bad terms, like
Yeah.
like wanting to ask out. Like I don't know, we made the conference finals I think twice with him.
Yeah.
I mean, we got swept by Kobe one year and then collapsed the other year, but I don't know. Jokic, I think best Nugget of all time right now.
Yeah, I mean, 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
Crazy. And
Yeah,
he secured the absolute bag on his contract, which is insane.
It's
Highest
insane.
rate ever.
Yeah. So 200 something 260 mil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
I
Wait,
think-
I need to ask you guys for a specific event. There was this time where like when like they were playing against the Heat, and then like one of like the brothers,
Oh.
yeah, and they got in that scuffle, and then like Jokic just like his own brothers kind of like wanted to come on the
Yeah,
court,
yeah.
and fuck like everyone up. What were your thoughts about that? Like, did you like enjoy the Heat or?
Dude, that was so funny because one of my best friends is a Heat fan.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
But it was
Wait,
like
does he go to Tufts?
no. He
No,
goes like
okay.
NYU or something. But do you guys see like what Jokic's brothers like tweeted after the
No,
game?
I kind of remember it. But
Yeah,
like, what
yeah,
did they
I don't
say? Yeah.
really-
They're like let's set up a meeting, like set up a fight or something.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
natural
Oh my
boxing
God,
fight.
That's a Serbian mafia right
No,
there.
I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this. This thing where it was like Jokic's brother looked like they did everything they could to keep their like brother out of the hood or something like that.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
that whole situation. I was like, I mean, Markieff Morris like pushed him and then just turned his
He's
back.
a
So I was
dirty
like,
player. He's a
yeah.
dirty
yeah,
player.
and I think people don't realize like Draymond Green mentioned it, but like Jokic is not a soft player. Like he
Yeah.
might seem doughy, but like he's like not at
Yeah.
all. Like he's an
Yeah.
aggressive motherfucker.
He
right?
seems
So-
like a nice guy, but if you get on his bad side, he will fuck
Yeah,
you up.
and
Yeah.
he-
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
not
if you
afraid to
look at
show
him,
it
he just
either.
like
Like, he's-
seems like a fat, nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, dude
Yeah.
looks like a fucking walrus. Like
I mean, he's lost a ton of weight, to be fair.
He's lost
Oh
a
my
ton of
God,
weight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. But like, no, I think one of my favorite like Jokic moments in general is just him like sort of being like isolated and like he doesn't have anyone to pass to and he just struggles and just throws some shit up
I
in the air.
don't know who it was, but one of the commentators at one of the Nuggets game was like, Jokic looks like a special ed teacher. That guy was like, oh shit, bro, that's actually so spot on. Yeah.
Yo. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God. It's like a special ed teacher mixed with a gym teacher.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like teach them how to shoot free throws. Yeah, for sure.
No, but I think what's just cool about Jokic is like, all these things, and at the end of the day, he's the only second round pick to be a back-to-back MVP.
Yeah.
And so I was actually thinking,
Has there ever been like a second round pick that's been MVP before? Oh,
there was one, but
I think it was like Moses Malone before.
Moses Malone.
I think so.
he was. Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
But yeah, I mean, they just goes to show. He was like the 50th pick. What was he? He was like drafted during like a
He's doing
KFC,
the
Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah.
You know how there was like another player named like Nikola Jokic or something?
Jovic, he's on the.
Jovic, they were like, yeah, they should have another Taco Bell commercial when he's drafted.
Yeah, he was drafted. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit? I know you told me before.
Yeah.
You're not really proud of how the Nuggets have been doing so far in the offseason. Who did you want in the first round, and like who'd you get, and what do you think about that person?
Well, I didn't want a single pick in the first round, to be honest.
Mhm.
My thought process was like, we get all three picks. I think we had 21 and 30.
Mhm.
I was thinking you trade 21, 30, Morris, and maybe Barton for like Lou Dort or like some 3-and-D player.
Lou Dort.
Yeah, they end
my
up getting
guy.
Lou Dort though. I think Lou Dort signed like a pretty big
Like an
contract.
80 million.
He signed a big
dollar.
extension.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got like a
Like,
pretty hefty
The Nuggets don't need any more ball handlers or scorers. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you like 25 at least tonight.
contract. Mhm.
Mario gave you like 18, 20, maybe an occasional like 30.
Yeah.
And then Porter gave you those like 50 and 20 points like efficiently.
Mhm.
Like Oren
So
Gordon
yeah.
could be a good asset too, for sure.
Yeah, like you don't need more scores. You just need like defense. Like
Yeah.
you have the defense of Murray and MPJ and Jokic, which isn't like championship caliber.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, I think that's true. And you know what's good about Murray too is like he's definitely gonna have, he's not really a defender, but remember he's 6'5", so
yeah, he's not bad. He's just not great. Yeah,
Nathan, there's just something I want to discuss with you.
yeah.
So there was this monumental event in Nuggets history. A lot of Nuggets fan have a lot of remembrance to this. So in your star player Jamal Murray's IG live, there's a video that happened, and I just have two questions regarding that content. How do you feel about that as a Nuggets fan, and how do you think this affects Harper Hempel's legacy?
I mean, as a Nuggets fan, it's probably the best moment. It led to some of the best moments as well.
Were you fortunate enough to watch it live? Or?
I did not watch it live, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, me too. Same.
Yeah,
Same,
just
for sure.
missed the moment.
Yeah, Akash texted me like, bro, look at IG is live. I was like, shit. And it was just
Did
like,
you watch it? Wait, Akash, did you watch it?
You definitely
was
stayed
on
for the whole
IG.
time too.
No, it was on IG. I mean, you can't. And then I think he deleted his Instagram, and then
Do you know what happened after that video? He put his notifications on for Jamal Murray's Instagram account.
Oh my
he
god.
did some highlight plays. You know what I mean?
I need some stuff for the
No,
kid.
but
I
I think
mean-
it's great because after that, you just knew that if he had a bad series, like he was gonna get so much crap for that, and then he goes out and he did the only thing he could do.
To save himself.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, like especially losing like 3 in a row. My dude was just like, all right, I have to drop 50 4 nights in a row. We're winning this series.
No, that was some of those
That's
hype
what they
moments
did.
because
They
I
did it twice.
was at Tufts then because that was the bubbles in the fall, I think.
Oh shoot, yeah, it
Yeah,
must have been
bubble
like
fall,
your first
yeah.
month there.
It was sort of the fall, so I was in my room because of COVID. It was just me and my roommate just in the room, just watching the playoffs, and we were just like going off, just running through the halls. Just
Yeah,
super
I
fun.
remember because I was in RA that semester, and I had 2 residents from they were both from Denver, and they were like, so I wasn't. So here's my thing: the past couple years, I'm not. It's not that I don't like the Nuggets. It's just that I like the team that the Nuggets are playing, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that
Okay.
specific year, I was like, shit, Donovan Mitchell, they're a 6 seed. I like Donovan Mitchell. And I was like, hey, I'd love to see Donovan Mitchell move on. This is like a big moment for him, especially the way he was scoring, right? And then, they just kept winning. Like the Nuggets just started clawing back into it.
Yeah, they got like overcame like 2-3-1 deficit. It was
No,
crazy.
the Clippers series, that was the most insane shit
Really?
ever.
So my thing is so the Clippers series was impressive. I was a little bit more impressed with that first series because what people don't know, right, is the Nuggets could have very easily gotten swept in that series.
Yeah.
Remember, game 1, I
Game
believe
one went
to
to
overtime.
overtime, yeah.
Yeah, and they barely won that game.
Yeah.
And then they proceeded to lose 3 straight games. Like, okay, tell me a team that's lost 3 straight games and then wins the next 3 games. Like that doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
Usually they lose like 2 in a row at some point, right?
Wait, they didn't lose 3
They
straight.
did. They did.
Yeah,
because
it was,
remember,
we
Nuggets
won the
were up
first one.
1-0.
Oh, they won the first
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
the
the
first
first game.
game.
And the Jazz
And then
won
the-
the next 3,
Yeah.
right? And like
Yeah.
I think except for like that game 4, it was a kind of a convincing like 3 wins,
Yeah.
right? And so
It blew us out like games 2 and 3, I think.
yeah,
it was like
and
30, 40
game
point
4
wins.
was like one of those like do or die situations, and the Nuggets kind of died,
Yeah.
right?
I think that first game though, I think Murray had like the last like 30, 35 points of the fourth quarter and OT.
Yeah, I remember
We
him.
know what the reason behind that was.
Yeah.
Big legacy,
Big legacy.
Big legacy
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, but then
we were
like I
down.
think just like that whole
Yeah.
series not only just showed that Jamal Murray was really like that guy, but he was the Nuggets were that kind of team that this
No,
is
like
really
that
where they're headed.
that playoffs, I was like, oh, Murray's like the 1A and Jokic is like the 1B. Like
Honestly,
Murray,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I was thinking too. It's almost like it's the equivalent of like Jaylen Brown for the Celtics, where Jason Tatum is that, and you disagree with that. Once again, he disagrees with that. But Jason Tatum is the best player. Jaylen Brown's like that second option, but in the playoffs that kind of switches sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, like even game 7 of that Jazz series, I think what the Nuggets won 85 to like 82 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Jokic had like 40 points.
I think
That
wasn't
one
it
game.
wasn't it like a 2-point Nuggets win or something like that? It was something really close.
All I remember is that last shot by Mike Conley.
Mike
and I was
Conley,
I
like
was
the
like,
rim out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you see like Donovan Mitchell is just like
Yeah.
head over, like hands over his head, just like
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like feel bad for Mike Conley, dude. Like I feel like he
Yeah.
deserves to do
Yeah.
something, but he just like never gets it done.
he
Like
had
he
his
finally
moment.
got his All-Star appearance 2 years ago.
Yeah.
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 I mean, he had his moment. That's my thing. Is like he had his prime was with the Grizzlies,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
And also when he had his kid, everyone was dissing him because his kid was a little too white. They're like, Mike Conley, you are not the father.
Yeah, but I mean, with the Nuggets, I think that was their big sort of. I know for me because I remember the year. What was it, in 2019? That was the year I really started.
Yeah.
He became my favorite basketball player. And I kind of knew. I almost because remember they went to like I feel like every series that they won in the
Wait,
past
is
year.
this the Portland Nuggets series?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
my
no,
God, dude.
the one last year? Not.
No,
No,
not
it
the one they
was
won.
2
Not the
years,
one they
right?
won. The one 2 years ago.
It was
Okay.
when the Raptors won the
Yeah,
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
So that was a year that I think it was the first time the Nuggets had gone to the playoffs in a little
Yeah.
bit, right? And I think the Nuggets got the second seed. I remember that specific year the Nuggets both beat the Celtics twice.
Yeah.
And they I remember just looking at them and being like, I don't think this team's gonna go very far.
Bro, there was one game that went like 3 overtimes, right? And
It was 4, I think.
Four, yeah.
Dude, there was
yeah.
a joke
That
that,
was
like
game 3.
Jokic probably lost like 50 pounds that game. Dude, he ran so much. He was fucking exhausted. Played like 65 minutes.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that was one game. I remember that game because I was rooting for the Trailblazers that game, right?
Mhm.
And CJ McCollum was just like keeping them in that shit. He was just like doing everything he could.
Dude,
He kept them in
I
that whole
hated
series.
that game. I think that game was like a Tuesday night. I had morning rowing practice the next day at 5:30.
Ooh, that's brutal.
That game went
no.
on till like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I think I
was
also had
like,
practice.
oh.
I had because I think that was like a Friday or something.
Mhm.
And I don't think you were on the team yet, but I was yeah, I had like a practice like 7 in the morning
Yeah.
or like 8 in the morning the next day. And I was literally like, I'm tired. I need to sleep. And I just couldn't sleep because I'm like, I need to see because every time I like the Trailblazers would be down 6 or
Mhm.
something. Then CJ McCollum would do something wild. They'd be back in the game, going to another overtime. Do
Yeah.
the same thing, and finally they pull through, just to lose a game 4.
Nathan,
But
what are your
that
thoughts
last-
on the Manimal?
An animal?
Yeah.
Dude,
In the
him and
parade.
Jokic were nice together, but I think he just couldn't make a jump shot. Like all you could do was just dunk.
He was a good
Okay.
defender too, though.
Yeah.
Do you think if the current like Nuggets roster had him, like they would be like significantly like a better team or no?
I mean, he'd be like a bench player. Like he'd
Really,
be
you
in
think he
that.
would start like power forward or something? No.
No.
they have Aaron Gordon,
Bro, Manimal, dude, come on now.
dude.
He's called a Manimal for a reason. Come on now.
No,
Bro, let's
Akash,
talk
remember
about
the
Aaron Gordon. Nah, dude. Wait, what?
Akash, remember the that game, was it last year in the playoffs where Dame went off for like 55?
Yes,
Wouldn't miss. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was the most stressful game.
that was. I watch highlights of that every day. And
Dude.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
That was more stressful than like game 7 of like
I
Jazz or
needed
Clippers series.
Dame to win that game. Big legacy game. Because I'm like, dude, he had 55 points. He had like 15 3-pointers. All of that to
It was
lose.
insane.
All that to be the last playoff game him and CJ play together on the Blazers.
Sad,
Yeah.
dude. It's really sad.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know where the Blazers are going next year. I mean, I hope they get Dame, but man,
KD.
my bad. Yeah,
Yeah, bro, Dame is never losing, bro. He came out his deathbed and be like, nah, Portland for
No,
life.
one thing I always say, right? Like, if Dame goes anywhere, the one place I want him to go, I want him to go to Denver.
Yes.
Really?
I do if I want him because okay, here's the thing, right? I feel like he's gonna play really good around a dominant front court player.
But like Dame and Giannis though seems so much better.
Okay, so here's my thing. I like that, but then that's in the East, right?
He's looking out for his Celtics.
Yeah.
He's like,
Look,
fuck
my
everything else.
ideal scenario is this, right? So the Celtics and the Blazers go to the finals. And Dame has like 60 points every single game, and the Celtics win all of them.
This kid's such a thug, bro.
It's my ideal scenario that Dame just has an amazing
If it was up
game.
to him, he would trade every good player in the East and put them in the West just so the Celtics keep making the finals.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
I'm the opposite way. I
want to have
West.
Fred VanVleet in the West. I want to have
Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler,
have all of them in the West.
everyone's in the West, and then
or
and Brown run the East.
Or like slowly dismantle all their ACLs. That's a great idea.
Oh, what do you think about Embiid maybe going to the Heat after his contract's up?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
What do I think about that? I think that'd be a fucking pussy ass bitch move. But like, I feel like
we all know what his name is.
I feel like the one thing the Miami Heat is lacking is like their second star, because Bam is a great player, but he can't be that supporting role to Jimmy Butler. And if Embiid goes there, then Jimmy Butler will most likely play that support role, and he could do that like phenomenally. So like, I feel it'd be fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Embiid will ever win an MVP? Do you think Embiid will ever be first team?
I think if he repeats what he did this year, like
he's
next
number
year.
2.
I was so sure Embiid was going to win.
Me too.
Yeah, because Jokic doesn't win anymore. It's like voter fatigue.
Yeah. Did you see that meme I sent you where it was like, I don't know if I sent this to you too, where it was just like, I had this dream that Embiid was MVP, then I woke up.
Bro, I feel like the Serbian mafia definitely has some influence in the NBA, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Jokic played phenomenally these past few years, but he's just like a boring MVP. It's like not exciting when he wins it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wait, did you guys see why Andrew Wiggins was an all-star starter?
No. Why?
So some K-pop star like apparently like really liked Andrew Wiggins and got like a ton of like Japanese or Korean voters to vote him for starter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why he won.
And they made him didn't they almost do that to Zaza?
Yeah, but like, Zaza's like a far fetched dude. Like Andrew Wiggins, I still see the case.
They're this close to doing this to Zaza.
He was like top 3 or something, dude.
Dude, all it takes is for the entire fan vote and just like a couple of people saying
the whole Middle East voted for like Zaza, dude. That was crazy. That's insane.
What's that Drake song? It's like look like Yusuf, look like Hamza. That's our next highlight. Check it out. Yeah. We're doing a Zaza highlight reel.
He's injuring every player in the NBA.
he's like what Marcus Morris wants to be. Okay. Do you think the Nuggets could potentially trade for Durant? Would you want them to trade for Durant? Who would they give up?
I would honestly not want them because you're gonna trade like all your young players. You're gonna trade all your picks, right? Like I feel like any team who trades for Durant, like if you don't win a championship the first year or two, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's 34, 35?
33, 34, yeah.
Yeah. 34 next year.
Like, I don't know. He's been injury prone the past couple of years. Like, I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that'd be pretty sick having KD and Denver, him and Jokic, bro.
Yeah, and I feel like you have enough where you don't actually have to give up Jamal Murray.
Really?
I don't think you do.
I think they would have to go Jamal
Murray.
No, that's like their main asset.
Okay,
like, Jokic is untouchable.
Okay, the Nuggets this year are, let's be honest, right? They have a healthy team that's close. That's basically everything you need for a championship team. You have an MVP, you have a second co-star, you have probably the only thing they're really missing is like defense. But other than that, they're like
the only thing we do need is health. That's it.
Yeah. So you have all the pieces.
Petition to get Harper Hempel back.
Yeah, they have like all-star starter Harper Hempel.
Yeah, she's the head coach, the other head coach.
Yeah, the head coach. But you can give up like MPJ, some picks.
MPJ is so fucking injury prone, dude.
No, he's worth nothing right now.
Yeah, okay, but let's say if he comes back and he's like a point per game score. Okay, let's assume in a dream scenario. He comes back. Because let's be honest, Kevin Durant's probably not going to Nuggets. So let's just say like a dream scenario, right? We have Kevin Durant is healthy, MPJ is healthy, everyone's healthy, right? Like as healthy as like a normal healthy, right? They're playing, like 65.
Yo, did you get boys hear about what Shannon Sharp said about the Brittany Griner situation? So Brittany Griner, she's like facing, she's gonna get like like fair trial and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She might face jail time. So one of the comments that she made was that if LeBron James was in my position, like it'd be a totally different scenario. And Shannon Sharp goes that if LeBron James was in your situation, I would invade Russia myself. So fucking funny.
Yeah, like every
You're literally comparing a 40K WNBA player against like one of the greatest players of all time, dude. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, she is very good, but at the same time, like I feel like LeBron.
Crime, though.
Yeah, and I feel like LeBron is like, look, he's never, how someone in his stature, like how important he is. like everything that he does ever. Like if he takes a shit, everyone knows he took a shit. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna be like, yeah, it smells like roses. Like I don't really know, right?
Dude, you know what they call his kids? Whisper. That's what all Bronny James is like like TikTok section, like sperm doing his thing.
Lose sperm. But no, but like honestly, and I'm like, even despite all those things, nothing related to like drugs, related to like domestic violence, like literally nothing negative other than basketball stuff.
Yeah.
And like just his general stupidity sometimes.
I mean, he was caught lacking once. He slid into this like model, like IG models like DMs. He just said hey, and then she like legit like screenshotted it, and like everyone knew, and he was like, "Oh, might be you didn't see that."
Yeah, like that's the worst thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
Other than that, like the only thing that he does is just general like stupidity sometimes.
Yeah, like Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah, but that's like funny
That's
though.
funny, yeah.
So I'm like, I know for a fact like he wouldn't go there and do something.
He doesn't need to. He's so fucking rich.
Yeah, but I mean, like he wouldn't like bring like CBD products into a country that's like bans them. You know what I mean?
Wait, it was CBD?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was CBD.
I thought it was like marijuana or something at least. That's crazy.
I thought it was like just CBD oil products. Like
it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but like it's Russia. You know what I mean? And Russia has strict rules, and Russia like just held someone captive. Like that's what they do. They just hold people captive.
Fucking wild, dude.
I think it's nuts.
I could just imagine her just like massaging some like CBD oil on her arms, and they fucking like just burst through her door and just like fucking like take her.
Yeah, I mean like it's
crazy, dude.
Yeah, I think it's weird just like how many like Eastern European players are in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like think about it. You have like Nikola Vucevic, Nikola Jokic. You have Goran Dragic, Luka. Now Jovic.
Jovic.
Was it Alexis Poker? Yeah. I'm just like, dude, how do they? Like, I didn't even know they played basketball over there. Like,
I think Serbia came in like second or third at the Olympics.
They're playing the qualifiers like right now.
Yeah.
For FIBA.
I think Jokic is playing there tomorrow.
Like medaling around and then get like at least a silver.
Yeah.
You know, because he just carried the team to that. Like, he just took some.
Dude, imagine you could team up in FIBA, dude, and then like fucking like Luka just goes like Greece or something to play with like fucking Giannis. That'd be crazy.
I kind of wish they took this stuff more seriously. It'd be like an interesting.
I mean, the whole FIBA is like funded by the NBA. So like.
Yeah, I mean the NBA just has money in it. Like
too much money.
Like I mean like just the NBA is like a. Like even just like, I mean, this is like a commentary on like American sports in general. I feel like it's so much more like, you know, our national leagues are just, you know, more important. They also generate more money, more people.
Dude, also like one thing I want to say is like the NBA generates like the second most amount of like revenue, I think right after the NFL. But if you look at like individual like NBA players,
they make so much more.
Match. Like LeBron has 100 million followers on IG. Tell me any other sport that has like a similar one, like excluding like soccer or like boxing or something like that. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you think next year, right? Do you think the Nuggets are going to make it further in the playoffs? Like how do you think they're going to do?
I mean, I'd say second round at least.
Second round.
I mean, like the West looks so competitive this year.
Dude, the Clippers, dude, crazy.
You got the Clippers.
Do you think if the first round this year, if Murray was healthy, do you think the Nuggets would have won that series or come a little closer to it?
I think so. Like the first game, they obviously blew us out. I think the first two, and I think like you kind of figured it out from there. Like it was 2-1, and then they won like the last like 30 seconds in game 4. Like it would have been 2-2. You know, like if you have Murray, like that's 20 more points instead of like Morris getting like Morris played terribly that series.
The Warriors did?
Yeah, no, Morris.
Oh, okay. Wait, didn't the Warriors win 4-1?
Yeah, they won 4-1.
Yeah. They were down 3-0, right?
Yeah, the Nuggets were down 3-0. They had like a gritty win in game 4, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember watching
it. Yeah, game 3 was really winnable too.
Yeah, I remember watching that game too, and the game 4, right? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, the Nuggets were just playing for their lives.
Dude, DeMarcus Cousins was our second best player of that series.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Did they sign DeMarcus Cousins again for next year?
Okay. They signed DeAndre Jordan.
Are you serious?
That was our first free agency signing.
Dude, that's a pile of shit right there. Fuck DeAndre Jordan. Legit, his
What?
only skill was like lobbing. Like that's it. And like
Dude,
I
he
saw on
like,
Twitter.
can't do that
yeah, he's
anymore.
too old.
I saw on Twitter it was like it's gonna boost Jokic's like plus minus like on off rating.
No, just
Yeah.
get him that third MVP already.
It's all like a plan to just get
Yeah.
him 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, DeAndre Jordan was just like not the
Yeah.
move. I think they could have done a lot better with just keeping DeMarcus Cousins or
I think he's gonna be more of like a like third string locker room type of guy.
No, he's
Yeah.
gonna be that Udonis Haslam type player.
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
get any minutes, but he just like talks. Like I don't know what DeAndre don't want to talk about because he's like his IQ's kind of low. So
Yeah, I mean we have what Zeke Najee is like our power forward / center
Yeah.
for the backups,
Mhm.
and so it's like what you got Murray, either Bruce Brown or KCP starting at shooting guard. You
yo,
got,
how
like,
do you like Mike Malone as a coach? You like him?
I think he's good. I think it just takes a while to like make adjustments.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what we saw like in the Jazz series, the Clippers series. It took him like 4 games, to like finally figure it all out.
It's like I guess I finally figured it out.
All
I
right,
win the
guys.
rest. I win the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I like the thing that he does when they're suddenly down. He just starts to like shit talk all his players.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just starts to like go at everyone, be like, "Yeah, you suck. We need to play better." But it's not my fault.
He definitely does like cocaine like at halftime to get hyped up.
Mike Malone though is such an underrated coach.
Yeah,
Like
he's a good coach.
he like that team. They somehow fucked up by trading away Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert.
Okay. We traded the pick away, and they made those picks.
Is still like you could have made that pick. You know what I mean? Like it was fully
Yeah.
within the Denver's capability to have those picks. I'd say Rudy Gobert is like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what do you feel about the Utah Jazz trade? Like, who do you think won that trade?
Bro, the Utah Jazz fleeced them.
You think they fleeced them?
It was what 4 first-round picks and 2 pick
I
swaps.
think it was like almost
That's
5.
like
I think it was 5. It was like 4
five-
picks and then
5
one
picks.
pick swap or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think Rudy's worth that much.
dude, 6 picks, and you get like 3 young players too.
Yeah, and they
all
got
to make the fucking play in next year.
all to make the yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait for Rudy Gobert to like.
No, dude. I wish they if they kept Pat Bev and got Rudy Gobert.
They should have kept Pat Bev, bro.
They should have kept
fucking
him.
humbled Rudy so bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
guys, everyone check out Pat Bev mix.
Yeah.
We got it on YouTube as well.
He'd be like, how you say you fucking dumb bitch in French? Rudy be like,
Oui.
Oh no, was it your mix? The one you sent me, Akash, the Kendrick Perkins one?
Uh-oh. Oh wait, no, that was yours, I think.
wait, which
That
one?
was so good.
The Kendrick Perkins one where you were like pass like this guy.
Oh yeah. I legit for the first one, I just searched up fat guy falling basketball, and that's a clip I use.
No, I love that picture
Yeah.
too. This dude like
It's
does
so
a
good.
He's like a roll,
he
yeah.
like somersaults and then he just like
Yeah.
passes the
He
clean.
like becomes the basketball, yeah. Momentarily.
Okay, yeah. But
Okay,
like
Nathan, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you had to choose a starting 5 of all meme NBA players, what would your starting 5 look like?
Like retired included or no?
Dude, absolutely. It's anyone, like all time, I'd say.
all-time meme.
Yeah.
All time. Well, center, we just talked about it, Kendrick Perkins.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's a great one.
I mean, we can put it at point guard too, That's
Yeah.
fine.
Actually,
That's a
perfect,
perfect battery.
perfect,
That's a
perfect.
Yeah, why not? I don't know, man. There's like
I would say Jared Smith should be in that lineup for sure.
Oh yeah.
J.J.
Eddie
Smith.
Smith.
You put like current Russ
You
Westbrook.
got waiters on his gummies. How's the fucking
What'd you
panic
say? What'd you
attack?
say? What'd you say?
You get like current Russell Westbrook.
Per Russell
Oh,
Westbrook.
yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, and then you get
He's a meme. I'm actually that's a good question actually.
That's a good question.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
John Wall.
He legit like leaves his bathroom and breaks like every single bone in his body. Fucking crazy.
Wait, do you honestly think? So I don't know if there's like an actual answer to it. Do you think what do you think happened when he slipped in the bathroom and tore his ACL or his Achilles?
He definitely did not slip. He's doing something heinous.
You're doing something sketch for sure.
Yeah.
Probably like I don't know, like doing gang signs in like a fucking like, alley. and
Dude,
someone
you
just
do them in the
jumped
mirror?
Yeah. Just beat him up.
John Wall.
Like John, give me some of that 50 mil ball.
Oh yeah, what do you think about John Wall joining the Clippers?
Bro, his agent finessed the whole league, dude.
Dude, the Clippers just look so stacked. Like their bench is like a normal starting 5.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. I feel like, dude, the Clippers are like one team that has like, they're not even like a super team. They just said like, oh, these are the things that we need, and they just feel like every.
They have the
single
potential to be a super team though if they play their
Yeah,
cards.
yeah,
Yeah,
but my
yeah.
thing is, they're not like I feel the Lakers are like, all right, let's just get 3 superstars, right? And the Clippers are like, let's get 2 and let's just fill every other need that like is necessary for a team to be good.
Yeah.
Like they
What
gotta
do you
be.
mean? What do you mean 3 superstars? Don't say Russell Westbrook.
2.
I mean,
Or
everyone
Russ,
thought he
come on,
was. Okay, don't pretend like everyone
Dude,
before.
I
last
gave
season-
up. I gave up on him after 2 seasons.
Okay, but
Yeah.
let's just say like literally every media outlet was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Lakers. First of all, whenever any media says any matchup, it's not gonna happen. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If they're gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be Lakers Nets, like it's most definitely not gonna be Lakers Nets, right? But yeah, I mean, everyone was like, oh, Lakers Nets. Oh, they like filled their like facilitation duty or
But like,
whatever.
don't you think that was like a big possibility when they first got their rosters? Like, dude, like Harden, Kyrie, and Katie. That just sounds like crazy.
See, that makes sense.
Yeah, that made sense.
And
The
honestly,
Lakers
it
did
could have
not.
gone far. Like they were winning games.
Yeah.
Remember, it doesn't really say much, but they beat the Celtics in 5 that year.
Dude, all Harden does is fucking like go to strip clubs and just like throw like those
Yeah, but he
$1
was good,
bills.
dude. You could arguably say one of the best versions of Harden in the okay, best all around Hardens, like aside from scoring, was his first like week in Brooklyn, right? Where yeah, because he was
I would say
dude,
2017 Harden was
yeah,
crazy.
no, I'm saying like just all around, like
I know he played point guard in 2017.
yeah, but in that specific like the first like week of him being in Brooklyn, he was averaging like 15 assists or something of that. He had, he was regularly getting around 25 points if he needed to. He could get more.
Mm-hmm.
He was still capable of scoring, but he's doing his more like facilitation thing. He played point guard. When Kyrie came back, it was a little bit of adjustment, but they were playing fine. I think if they were healthy, remember, health is like a very important factor. So you can't say like if healthy, right? Like they're gonna get injured if they're getting injured, right? They play like 10 games together.
Nathan, you give Kyrie the aux. What music is he playing?
He's playing some like fucking like a Muslim or like not Muslim.
Native American shit.
Yeah, some like
it's like a TikTok
some
video.
like none.
The only rap song
like
he
monk.
listens to is that Gunna song with like the Arab music in the back.
That's so funny.
Wait, speaking of Harden, have you seen the I was on Reddit the other day. There's like some like chart, some guy did like analysis of like how he performs versus like how many stars like the strip clubs are in that city.
Oh yeah.
It's like I think it's like if the strip clubs are bad, which I think the worst is like Utah. He's like 3
That
points per
makes
game
sense.
better.
Mormon County.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that team, if they were healthy, like barring any kind of injuries, they would have that year. Like all it took was for KD to like have like a size smaller shoe, right? And he would have had a game winner and thrown them into the conference final.
Kyrie was hurt that time, right?
He was hurt, and he was like Kyrie wasn't playing. Harden was basically hurt. Like his he rushed back from a hamstring injury. But they would have gone to the conference finals. I think they would have made easy work of the Hawks.
Yeah.
Even with just Kevin Durant alone, he would have just sauced the Hawks.
Yeah.
And then it would have been against the Suns. And honestly, the Suns kind of like rolled their way to the finals that year. Like they just had
injury. They played every injured team that year.
Yeah. Like honestly, dude, the Lakers would have been like up 3-1 on them if AD didn't have glass ankles.
But they played the Lakers without AD. They played the Nuggets without MPJ and Murray. They played the Clippers without Kawhi and some other players, I think.
Yeah, but without Kawhi,
like, easily,
Clippers would have the way the Clippers dismantled the Utah Jazz. They were down 2-0, but then after that, it was just dominant Clippers. Play.
He's just too good.
And Paul George had his moment to shine, but he went from being like pandemic P
to playoff.
But he had his moment there, and they would have made quick work of them. But then they weren't battle tested really, other than the first round, and then they got to the finals, and Giannis was out there and like fucking honest Mr. Ugo Ocampo.
Ocampo.
Yeah, just on like one leg, just steamrolled them. Right. I mean, they were down 2-0, but then he steamrolled.
Yeah. He definitely did that. Kumpo, I like Kumpo. He's a very funny character. His like IG like videos are funny as fuck.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up very soon. But one last thing, you can make any player in the NBA, put them on the Nuggets, and you feel like that's gonna make them championship team, who's that going to be?
I mean, if you just put Luca on there, I think it's over.
Yo, that'd be crazy. Luca, Guac, Murray,
Yeah.
MVP, Jokic. Crazy trio, dude.
That's
Crazy.
true.
And you got your bench is like decent too. Like
Bench is not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And also, like, you basically have like two facilitators. Doesn't take care of the defense, but they're scoring like 180 points.
Yeah. I mean, what? Jokic handles the ball, Luca handles the ball.
That'd be the
Murray handles
whitest
the
team
ball.
ever too.
Whitest
Having your
team.
best versus Jokic and like Luca, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. And the Mavericks, like, they lost Kristaps.
Dude,
so
all
they
of fucking Eastern Europe would come if they went to the finals, dude.
everyone, imagine a
It
team.
would like be the Olympics or something. Dude.
Yeah, imagine a team
Crazy.
where you have starting lineup of Chet, Jokic, Luka, Goran Dragic. Okay, name me like a white.
Oh,
small
Josh
guy.
Giddey. Josh
Giddey, let's go. Yeah.
That's basically the Thunder's lineup next year. You have Poku, Giddy, and Chet.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. I heard Bol. No wait, Bol's on the Magic. Oh, okay. He's on the Magic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember they were like, someone was like, "Oh, we're gonna make a death lineup of Bol." I'm like, "Nah, that boy's dying."
Oh, you remember that?
All those attempts to like recruit KD to like the fucking Magic.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like Al Jefferson was like, or no, not Al Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson.
Yeah, Richard Jefferson was like, "Dude, they're literally you're gonna be in Brooklyn." All right. But yeah, so I think that's what we have you, Nathan. Thank you so much.
Any closing thoughts before we leave you?
Hey, I'm just saying, Nuggets Celtics final. We're buying tickets at Kosh. We're going.
Hell yeah! I'm paying $2,000 for that. Everything I own,
Yes.
apartment's getting sold.
Double mortgage on the way.
Everything that I have, my left kidney. We're getting VIP seats. I'm giving Ime Udoka a back rub. I'm full of Drake on that.
You're feeling Drake. Back
For
rub.
sure, man.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so we just had an amazing conversation with Nathan. He's a big Nuggets fan, and just talking about like what his perspective on the Nuggets are, who are his favorite players, and what his future, what he thinks Nuggets' future will be was an amazing time just talking about all that stuff. For episode number 8, we will try to post it or try to do it on Sunday. We will have another special guest, so definitely tune in for that. And thank you so much for watching today and listening on our talk.
For sure, guys, and just make sure that you follow our IG. That's _Cam Basketball. Make sure you follow our YouTube channel. It's the Cam Basketball Podcast. It's in our link tree. That's connected to Instagram. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace.